This is devastating news for the New York Knicks. According to reports, Julius Randle, the Knicks all-star power forward, has suffered a dislocation to his right shoulder. Due to that, it's likely he's going to miss significant time. And if that's going to be the case, the Knicks can look at a couple of different options that they can do to help shore up their roster. But one move that they could make is look at their G League roster and call a player up that's been making a lot of noise there. Jacob Toppin. We're going to break down this report about Randle, his injury, and also why Jacob Toppin needs to get his opportunity now for the New York Knicks. We're going to break down this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Julius Randle's injury here may be the chance for New York to call up Jacob Toppin, who's been having a great season for the G League team for the New York Knicks. But before we get into that, I think it's only right and fair to break down Julius Randle's injury and let you know exactly what he's dealing with. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, he stated that the New York Knicks forward Julius Randle has suffered a dislocated right shoulder, and the x-ray didn't show much damage. But an MRI was conducted late last night, and we still don't know the results yet on that MRI and what it's going to signal for Julius Randle and the rest of his season. MD and Dr. Jesse Morris reported the following about Julius Randle and his injury on the app X. As I read through this, I'm going to show you exactly the injury Julius Randle suffered, how he suffered it, and his exact reaction after he suffered it. Let's roll that as I read through this. According to Dr. Morris, he states the following about Julius Randle's injury. This has been confirmed to be an acute dislocation after he tries to break his fall with an outstretched arm. You can see him in significant pain as he calls for the trainer/doctor who tries to put the shoulder back in place, but appears to be unsuccessful. He then heads to the locker room. When the shoulder dislocated, the labrum has to tear for it to be able to pop out of the socket. If this is indeed a torn labrum, secondary to an acute shoulder dislocation, then there is a decent chance he needs surgery and his season will be over. Let's hope it's mild and the labrum isn't severely torn. In that case, he would probably miss about a month. This is absolutely terrible news if you're a New York Knicks fan. Julius Randle was having another phenomenal year. He was looking like he was going to make another all-star team right alongside Jalen Brunson, somebody who we all expect to make his first all-star game. And honestly, this was probably going to be the Knicks' best chance this year to get two all-stars in that game, in Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. But now, thanks to this injury, even if Randle does make the all-star game, it's likely he may not even play with it. And that is such a robbery for this Knicks team, for this fan base that has been waiting, that has been desiring two all-stars on this team for the last 10 years. And now, finally, we have it. Even if the fans, even if the media, even if it actually doesn't happen with the voting and Julius Randle doesn't get the all-star bid that he absolutely deserves, I think everybody internally, especially within the New York Knicks organization and the fan base, will think and believe that Randle and Brunson absolutely are deserving of all-star bids this year. But seeing this injury, seeing how he went down, seeing the pain that he was in, the fact that he went right back to the locker room, didn't shoot the free throws, this is serious. The fact that the New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau, used the word serious. This is not a minor thing. This is not something that you just say, well, it happens in the NBA and you look past it and you not even think about it again. No. This is an injury that looks significant. He was in a lot of pain, couldn't shoot the free throws, had to head back to the locker room, clearly couldn't pop it back into place. This is significant. It matters. It means something. And like we heard from the doctor, if it's significant and severe, it's bad enough that he could miss the rest of the season. And if he misses the rest of the season, you can put a question mark on this season for the rest of the year for the New York Knicks. Because let's get it right. Julius Randle, alongside Jalen Brunson, are two of the most impactful players on this Knicks team. You lose any one of them, it puts your season in a question mark because those two are your driving forces on this Knicks team. And if you lose any one of them because of what they mean to this Knicks team, their leadership, their impact, it's absolutely going to throw what you were hoping to do in the season up in the roar, up in the air, because you don't know what the rest of the season is going to throw at you now. And now you have to face it without one of your all-stars in Julius Randle. It's a question mark, because without Julius Randle, there is no telling to see how far this New York Knicks team can go. And it's not easy to go ahead and replace Julius Randle either. He's basically a walking double-double, a freight train, and he's somebody that draws a lot of double teams and passes out of them to help the Knicks move the ball and get open shooters. If you're missing that type of production, you're missing that type of player, it's going to be very, very difficult for the New York Knicks moving forward and moving ahead. And although nobody can replace Randle, what he means to this team, or his production, the Knicks might be able to make some other moves to help stabilize the offense in his absence. And one way to do that is to look at your G League roster and add a player that's been making a lot of noise as of late. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. Jacob Toppin, who last night dropped 32 points on 12 of 20 shooting, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. Now you might be saying to yourself, Troy, this is one performance. It's the G League. Anybody can score anything in the G League. That's true, but it's more than that. It's not about his scoring. It's more so about how he's scoring, his game, and the way he's playing. He's a very good defender, very solid. He blocks shots, he gets steals, he's active on that end. But not only that, he can run the floor, he can dunk. And if you're looking to increase the pace for the New York Knicks, if you bring him onto this team, maybe come off the bench for the New York Knicks, he could give you that and then some. You're telling me if he's dropping 32, 33 points in the G League, he can't come to the NBA for this Knicks team and give you 10 to 12 points off the bench, especially if you use him for decent minutes? I think he can. I think he would be explosive. And if you're losing Julius Randle, in my opinion, what do you have to lose? You're not going to replace Randle. You could throw everything you want at that power forward position, and you're never going to replace what Julius Randle means to this team. If that's the case, if I'm the Knicks, I'm not trying to. What I'm trying to do is build around the players that I have and see how far this Knicks team can go if we do that. That means I have to stabilize the offense. I have to utilize Jalen Brunson a lot more. I have to make more sets that include OG Anunoby because he's going to be the secondary scorer now, right behind Jalen Brunson. And I have to make sure that other people on the team understand when Randle is down that they're going to have to score more, attack more, and be more aggressive, because we're not going to have Randle picking up the slack there and doing that. That means the other Knicks players are going to have to pick up the slack and make the necessary decisions when they have the ball in mind to be aggressive. And if you have somebody like Jacob Toppin on your team, he's just another player that can help this Knicks team get faster, increase their pace. Oh, and by the way, be more aggressive, because when he has that ball in his hand, he is taking it to the rim, he's trying to take contact, and he's trying to finish. And the Knicks need another player like that, especially after Julius Randle has went down with this injury. Again, he's not going to replace Randle. He's not going to give you the same impact as Randle. Nobody's going to be able to do that. But if you're adding pieces like this, he helps stabilize your offense, which is all you can hope for in Julius Randle being out for this Knicks team. I am praying for Julius Randle. I hope you guys are too. I hope that this is not serious. I hope he misses very little time, and I hope he comes back better than ever, very extremely healthy, so he can help this Knicks team move forward and make more noise when we get to the playoffs, because that's what we need. This is devastating. It hurt my heart watching Julius Randle go down yesterday. I never want to see any player in the NBA, let alone a Knicks player, go down with a significant injury. I'm praying for Julius Randle. I hope he's doing well. I hope he comes out of this better than ever, and I hope the Knicks don't have to suffer in his absence. But what about you guys? What do you think about potentially calling up Jacob Toppin and adding him to this roster in the wake of this Julius Randle injury? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.